Shastra Pramana, Apta Pramana, Atma Pramana, and Sakshi Pramana. So, what is Shastra Pramana? Shastra Pramana is scripture reference. Apta Pramana is experiences of all the beings that have experimented with the truths from the scriptural references, like sages, enlightened beings, rishis, munis, such beings. Atma Pramana is references of a being like a guru and their experiences, which can be mapped back to Apta and Shastra. And Sakshi Pramana is witness reference of people like myself or anybody else today living who is experimenting with the truths from the Shastras, which is the scriptural references, and can map it back to Apta and Atma. So this is what the video is going to be about today. Nithyanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Okay, so as these videos in the past few days, which is the 3 projects that I've mentioned that I've been working with, which is the Jeevan Mukti Grantha project, the Samipya Mukti project, and also pulverizing SDHD. So these 3 projects and the Sakshi Pramana, which is the witness references, means me experiencing the truth which is available and mapping it back to scriptures, mapping it back to Atma Pramana as well. Even Guru, if Swamiji has mentioned something, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made a reference in any of his books, and I'm able to internalize and get to the same conclusion, same experience, and that is also shown in the books. That means I'm on the right track. And why do I share this? Why am I clarifying about Sakshi Pramana? Because the past few days, actually many times I've internalized something, and I found that Swamiji will mention that in satsang, or I've mentioned it in a session, and Swamiji will also share the same truth and or mention it in satsang. Somehow it comes up. Recently, we've been having sessions every evening. So we have book reading and Ramayana sessions, and through that we also have Vakyartha-sadas, which is a healthy discussion of the truths, questioning. You can even say, no, I don't agree, disagreeing, agreeing, and looking deeper, delving in. This is another way to internalize whatever truths are being heard. So in Vedic civilization, there is listening, internalizing, and radiating. So Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. So obviously internalizing can be done in many ways. One, looking in yourself, asking all the right questions, pure questioning, and also through Vakyartha-sadas. So during one of these sessions, we were having Vakyartha-sadas, and we were speaking about gratitude, because the book we're reading is Guaranteed Solutions by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And the chapter we were reading is gratitude. And I had internalized a couple of things about gratitude, and I shared them. And of course, there was a discussion about it, and we left it at that. We didn't come to any conclusions. And yesterday, while we were reading, what I had internalized, some of the points came up written in the book as well. So that to me was, okay, so I'm on the right track. It is actually something that I can say I'm on track in terms of the internalizing. It's accurate. It's going towards the truth. It is not some figment of my imagination, or I'm not in disillusionment when I'm internalizing in that moment. Then there was further discussion that happened, and we started to ask questions about what is pure greed, pure desire, pure fear, and in its pure form, what is it? And we started to internalize all of this. So there was a few of us in the session last night, and what happened was really amazing. So what happened was that we internalized and we started to get to the truth. So Madeleine and Madeleine was one of the people who went through some of the internalization, and she said, you know what, this is what it is. So I was able to highlight one of the words. Then we dug a little bit more deeper, and then we came up with this amazing quote exactly in the Jeevan Mukti Grantha, which gave us a very clear indication that we were on track with our internalizing. So SAKSHI Pramana, it's very important that when we are having that experience, or when you're listening to people give their experiences like this in a video, then you should be able to map that reference back to either the Living Enlightenment Grantha or the Guaranteed Solution, or you can even go back to the older scriptures like Upanishads example, the original scriptures. So there is a way to map it all back, but we do need to map it back so that we know that we are not in further delusion or Maya when we are internalizing. We're on track with the truth. Now, that was my SAKSHI Pramana in terms of all of the projects and what's been happening. And very quickly, I want to just have the Jeevan Mukti Grantha project as well shared with you. So I'm going to chant the Mahavakya. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. (91) and 32. I'll write that down because by the time I read 91, I tend to forget about 32. Okay, so 91 and 32, I'll quickly read so that we can get the excerpts and what is it that we need to internalize and what will happen in the next 24 hours. Free yourself from pleasure and pain. And this is one of the key things I mentioned yesterday, that fear is running away from pain and pleasure is desire is all about going towards pleasure and fear is running away from pain. Anyway, so Buddha, an enlightened master, says, free yourself from both pleasure and pain. Craving for pleasure and nursing pain are both different aspects of the same experience. Both are chains. Pain may look like an ugly chain and pleasure a beautiful chain. Just as the day follows night and the night follows day, pain and pleasure will always follow each other. So interesting, because this discussion yesterday was about desire and fear, as I mentioned earlier, and I opened a random page in front of you, as you can see, and Cosmos is listening, Cosmos is responding. Okay, and then what's 32? Let's see what 32 has for me. 32. Even when something joyful happens, you remember only the moment when it ended. So you either talk to people outside or you continuously chatter within you. In any case, words and thoughts are the building blocks that make up worry. So the thoughts we nurture inside of us is the main thing that we need to look at, and what kind of conversations we're having inside. So I'm going to take this away with me and look in a little bit more deeper. So keep on sharing yourself. You can experiment with this project, which is Jeevan Mukti Grantha project. Keep on experimenting with it yourself and see how it goes for you. The link is in the actual description that I usually have. So I'll be uploading all the videos onto YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So you can follow me on any of these platforms. Thank you so much for listening. Let's end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam.